फ्रेंड्स, लाइफ की तरफ से आपका स्वागत है इस मंथ की सबकी सुनो प्रोग्राम के लिए। और जैसे कि आपको मालूम है कि सबकी सुनो हमारी एक यूनिक प्रोग्राम है जिसमें कि दोस्तों को मौका मिलता है कोई भी टॉपिक में बात करने के लिए, एक्सपीरियंस को शेयर करने के लिए, अपने व्यूज को जाहिर करने के लिए। तो इस प्रोग्राम में हम लोगों को ऊपर चढ़ाव देखने को मिला है। कभी हमने देखा है काफी कम लोग इसमें भाग, लेकिन इस महीने हमने देखा काफी अच्छी भागीदारी है और 2-3 नए सदस्य भी जो कि कभी इस वार्तालाप में संकलित नहीं थे, वो भी इस बार बात करने जा रहे हैं। तो बहुत अच्छी चीज है कि सबकी सुनो इज स्लाइटली गेटिंग मोर पॉपुलैरिटी। सो may I request the first speaker of the day, Sandhya Gharat madam, to please come forward.
गुड इवनिंग सर। सर आज मेरा टॉपिक है सावरकर एक वैश्विक नेता। सर मेरी आवाज आ रही है?
आपका सुनाई नहीं दे रहा मैडम। बाकी लोग सुन पा रहे हैं?
हाँ सुनाई दे रहा है मेरा। संध्या सुनाई दे रहा है आपका?
आ रही है सर।
आ रही है
आ रही सर।
ये आप आवाज तो आ रही है।
सावरकर एक वैश्विक नेता, विश्वात फक्त आहे।
सुनाई नहीं दे रहा मैडम।
नहीं आ रहे हैं?
आ रही है।
हाँ?
Cuéntame.
सर आ रही है मेरी आवाज?
अभी आ रही है।
अच्छा,
अभी आ रही है मैडम।
अच्छा, थँक यू सर। सावरकर एक वैश्विक नेता, विश्वात फक्त आहे विख्यात बहादर दोन, जे आईसाठी गेले सागरास पालांडून, हनुमानानंतर मान आहे सावरकरांचा। आता जो नेता मानवतेसाठी, देशासाठी, विश्वासाठी महान कार्य करतो तो वैश्विक नेता होय। विनायक दामोदर सावरकर यांचा जन्म 28 मे 1883 ला नाशिक येथे झाला व त्यांचा मृत्यू 26/2/1966 ला झाला। सावरकर म्हणजे त्याग, तप, सत्य, तलवार, तिलमिलाट होय। त्यांचे व्यक्तिमत्व अलौकिक होते। ते कवी, लेखक, तत्वज्ञ, समाजसुधारक, नाटककार, वक्ता आणि विश्वाचे सशक्त क्रांतिकारक होते। इतर कोणत्याही नेत्यापेक्षा सावरकरांचे कार्य काकणभर जास्तच होते। त्यांचा पिंड राष्ट्रप्रेमी क्रांतिकारकांचा होता। हिंदू धर्मात सुधारणा घडवून आणली पाहिजे हे त्यांना पटले होते। हिंदू धर्माला त्यांनी विज्ञानाशी जोडण्याचा प्रयत्न केला। अंधश्रद्धावर त्यांनी भरपूर प्रहार केले, जाती निर्मूलन केले, पतित पावन मंदिरात सर्व जातीच्या लोकांना प्रवेश देणे सुरू केले। त्यांना स्वातंत्र्यवीर सावरकर अशी उपाधी प्रल्हाद केशव अत्रे यांनी दिली होती। संघ परिवारात त्यांचे नाव सन्मानाने घेतले जाते। अटल बिहारी वाजपेयींनी त्यांना भारत भूषण देण्याचे ठरवले होते, पण त्यांनी ते नाकारले। सावरकरांना अंदमानच्या कारागृहात ठेवले होते। त्यांनी सर्वप्रथम तेथे विदेशी वस्त्रांची होळी केली। 2-2 म्हणजे 50 वर्ष जन्मठेपेची शिक्षा झाली असून ती त्यांनी पूर्ण केली व पुन्हा राष्ट्र जीवनात सक्रिय झाले। त्यांचे समाजाच्या राजकारणावर फारच लक्ष होते। त्यांनी भारताच्या स्वातंत्र्यासाठी अहोरात्र प्रयत्न केले। सावरकरांच्या सुटकेनंतर त्यांनी त्यांचे कार्य प्रत्यक्ष व अप्रत्यक्षपणे सुरूच ठेवले। ब्रिटिश सरकारने त्यांची स्नातक पदवी हिसकावून घेतली होती। सावरकर पहिले असे विद्यार्थी होते की ज्यांनी इंग्लंडच्या राजाप्रती निष्ठावान असण्याची शपथ घेण्यास नकार दिला होता। परिणाम स्वरूप त्यांना वकालत करता आली नव्हती। त्यांनीच आपला राष्ट्रध्वज तिरंगाच्या मधोमध धर्मचक्र लावण्याबद्दल सल्ला दिला होता व तो सल्ला आपले राष्ट्राध्यक्ष डॉक्टर राजेंद्र प्रसाद यांनी मान्य केला होता. त्यांनी फर्ग्युसन महाविद्यालयात प्रवेश घेऊन उच्च शिक्षण लंडनला केले. ते प्रथम असे राजकारणी बंदिवान होते की ज्यांचे प्रकरण हेग येथील आंतरराष्ट्रीय न्यायालयात पोहोचले. त्यांनी राष्ट्राच्या सर्वांगीण विकासाबद्दल चिंतन केले होते. ते दुनियातील पहिले असे कवी होते की ज्यांनी अंदमानच्या एकांत कारागृहाच्या भिंतीवर कोळशाने कविता लिहिल्या व पाठ केल्या. त्यांनी तुरुंगात काळे पाणी असे पुस्तकाचे लेखन देखील केले. त्यांचे गीत ने मजसी ने परत मातृभूमीला सागरा प्राण तळमळला हे आज सगळ्यात लोकांच्या मनात अजरामर आहे. सावरकरांच्या निधनानंतर भारतीय इतिहासामध्ये एक साम्राज्यवाद विरोधी एक महान क्रांतिकारक नाहीसा झाला हे उद्गार खुद्द श्रीपाद अमृत डांगे यांनी काढले होते. एवढेच काय, ज्यांना इंग्रज एक नंबरचा शत्रू मानत होते त्यांनी सुद्धा सावरकरांच्या निधनानंतर ज्या इंडिया हाऊस मध्ये ते राहत होते त्या इमारती बाहेर विनायक दामोदर सावरकर यांच्या नावाची पाटी लिहिली होती. क्रांतिकारक मदनलाल धिंगरा यांच्या भाषेपूर्वीच्या निवेदनाला इंग्रजी वर्तमानपत्रात प्रसिद्ध केले होते व जगभरात स्फोट घडून आणले होते. त्यामुळे संपूर्ण जगाने भारतावर होणाऱ्या अन्यायाचा पाठपुरावा केला. जेव्हा अन्यायी शक्तीकडून राजकीय व राष्ट्रीय पातळीवर उत्क्रांतीची नैसर्गिक प्रक्रिया बळावते तेव्हा क्रांती निर्माण होते. सावरकरांच्या वैश्विक पातळीवर नेता म्हणून मान्य केलेच गेले होते. भारताच्या भवितव्याचा विचार करीत सैनिकीकरणाची त्यांनी घेतलेली भूमिका तसेच राजकारणाचे हिंदूकरण व हिंदूंचे सैनिकीकरण हा त्यांचा संदेश त्यांच्या दूरदृष्टीचे उदाहरणच आहे. नमस्ते सर, गुड इवनिंग. थैंक यू सर.
नमस्कार. नमस्कार मैडम. सब लोगों ने वीर सावरकर की जिंदगी पढ़ी है, लेकिन आपने 4 मिनट के अंदर में उनकी पूरी जिंदगी को हमारे सामने रख दिया. सचमुच वीर सावरकर एक बहुत ही बड़े स्वतंत्रता सेनानी थे और उनकी जो स्टोरी है अंडमान के जेल में जो आपने बताया, बहुत लंबी जिंदगी वहां पे जी के भी उन्होंने वहां पे कविता लिखी, किताब लिखी. वो एक बहुत ही बढ़िया एक नेल्सन मंडेला एक साउथ अफ्रीका में थे जिन्होंने 27 साल जेल में बिताई और उसी तरह से वीर सावरकर साहब यहाँ पे अंडमान में थे. उन्होंने ऑलमोस्ट बहुत जिंदगी के बहुत साल जेल के में बिताई. बहुत अच्छी बात कही आपने मैडम. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद.
थैंक यू सर.
थैंक यू. May I request the next speaker, Ramani Iyer sir, to please come forward.
Thank you, Sangupta sir. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Audible, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Good evening, friends. I will today narrate to you a real-life anecdote where a selfless man turned a painful tragedy into a lifetime of contentment and happiness. I'm starting the story now. Rahul, a young lad of 11 years, was obsessed with cricket. He observed the game with fascination, and whenever his friends in the working class neighborhood of Nadia in Gujarat played cricket on the gullies and streets, he was very much there. On one such day, he had moved too close to the stumps. Jignesh, the batsman, barely a year older than Rahul, swung his bat hard to hit a ball, gathering up all his might. The next moment, a dull thud echoed through the ground. Rahul had been hit by the batsman, and so he collapsed in a heap. The boy was severely hit on the head by accident and was bleeding profusely. The children in the field, dazed and confused, rushed him to the local hospital, where the doctor on duty suggested that he be shifted to the Ahmedabad Civil Hospital, around 50 kilometers away. Unfortunately, Rahul died within an hour of the incident due to trauma and excessive bleeding. The news came as a crushing blow for Rahul's uncle, Dinesh Talapada, who has been working as a car driver for a businessman. Dinesh, unfortunately, was not in town at the time of the accident. Dinesh rushed home that very evening, but it was too late. He was disconsolate when he found Rahul was gone forever. Dinesh was very much attached to the boy ever since he brought Rahul home to raise him after the boy's father had passed away. Dinesh was in grief because both Rahul and Rahul's father are dead. We all would expect that the twin tragedies within a short interval would plunge Dinesh into the dark hole of despair. But this simple austere man, with no addictions other than tea, displayed another remarkable side of himself. His utter resilience and extraordinary conviction in the face of overwhelming tragedy. He was confident that one day these troubles will be over. Even though the police were investigating the case and were willing to act against young Jignesh and his family, Dinesh had made up his mind that he would not press the charges. I do not wish to harm anybody. Neither do I want to commit a wrongful deed. Jignesh is just a boy and had not hit Rahul intentionally. Besides, filing a complaint would not bring my Rahul back now, Dinesh insisted. For the police, the matter ended with Dinesh's firm refusal to file a complaint. Jignesh's father was naturally relieved. He thanked Dinesh profusely for sparing them the trouble with the police and offered him rupees 50,000 out of gratitude. The good-natured Dinesh refused to take the money. My nephew will still be gone. Why should I take the money? The neighbors, and particularly his businessman boss, persuaded him to accept the money and use it for some charity if he does not want to keep the money for himself. The idea seemed to strike a chord with Dinesh, albeit in a slightly different way than all of us would imagine. Dinesh accepted the money. A few days later, he went to his boss and said, "Sir, there is a poor family in my neighborhood, two girls and their widowed mother. Their mother is keen to marry off both the girls. In fact, the elder one can be married off immediately as they have found a boy. Our mother has saved up some money for her wedding, and if I top it up with rupees 50,000, the marriage can take place smoothly. Is it okay?" The boss was blown away by Dinesh's magnanimity. He was a man of modest means and worked very hard to support his family. To have even thought of giving away such a large sum of money to another family seemed beyond extraordinary. The boss advised Dinesh to seek the girl's mother's consent before offering her the money. The mother of the girls consented on the condition that Dinesh would have to give away the girl at the Kanyadan ceremony. Dinesh went a step ahead. He found a suitable groom for the younger girl also, and he was able to organize the wedding of both the young girls on the same day. He took charge of everything, from fixing the date to deciding the priest, choosing the venue, and making catering arrangements. And in the process, he spent an additional rupees 7,000 from his own pocket. Now, today, both the girls have a peaceful and contented life. Now, gentlemen, most privileged people are unable to grasp how even a few thousand rupees can make a big difference in the life of people like Dinesh. And yet, he was able to give away a large sum of money to a family he did not know out of sheer generosity, benevolence, and compassion. Such magnanimous acts require a special kind of courage and conviction and a large heart, and one that flickers and shines like a lamp through the darkness that surrounds us quite often. I think the Pune accident case will come to our mind immediately. A popular magazine published this real-life anecdote with the heading, "The Man with the Heart of Gold." Don't you think it is an appropriate heading? Thank you very much.
Ramani sir, that was an excellent exposition. Actually, I did not know this particular real life anecdote of Dinesh. It is a mind-blowing story of a person being compassionate, empathetic, and spending more than what he could do for the contentment of a family he did not know, and possibly he overcame the grief of his personal life and did something for others. That was an excellent exposition and learning for many of us. Thank you very much, Raman sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
May I request हमारे जो next speaker है अग्रवाल साहब, if you can please come forward.
Thank you, Dr. Shrigupta. and good evening to all my friends. Today I am going to talk about a very familiar event, that is the Hindu marriages. Marriage is the most significant and beautiful phase of life. Almost every one of us have gone through that. In the 16 sacraments of Hinduism, marriage is the 13th sacrament. We often hear about only love marriages and arranged marriages. Marriage is not just the union of two individuals. In Hinduism, it is considered a religious sacrament. Hinduism recognizes 8 main types of marriages, with the highest being the Brahmin marriage and the lowest being the Pishach marriage. These 8 types include Brahmin, Darva, Arsha, Prajapata, Asura, Gandharva, Rakshasa, and Pishach marriages. Brahmin marriages are including in the 16 sacraments. It takes place with the consent of both the bride and groom. But Vedic rituals and rules are followed in this marriage. Various customs such as checking the lineage, caste, matching horoscopes, applying turmeric paste, door worship, recitation of auspicious verses, and exchange of garlands are observed. Choosing an auspicious time is essential for performing this marriage. Deva marriage. In this marriage, the wedding is conducted with a specific purpose, such as serving a deity or performing religious duties, and the bride marries a particular groom with his consent. It is considered a moderate form of marriage. Then comes Arsha marriage. According to scriptures, this marriage is related to sages. In this marriage, a sage marries the daughter by giving cows and buffaloes as a gift for marriage. It is performed for religious reasons rather than determining the value of the bride. Next is Prajapatya marriage. In this marriage, the father of the bride instructs the newlyweds to lead a household life after marriage. A special ceremony precedes this marriage, and according to Yajnavalakya, children born from this marriage are considered pure. Then comes Asura marriage. In this type of marriage, the groom purchases the bride from her relatives by giving them some wealth. The consent of the bride is not significant in this type. Gandharva marriage. In Gandharva marriage, a young man and woman express their love to each other and then marry with the consent of their parents. Of course, nowadays, sometimes even without the consent of their parents. In the current era, love marriage is similar to Gandharva marriage. Then comes Rakshasa marriage. This type of marriage is against the will of the bride. The groom forcibly abducts the bride and performs the marriage. It is considered a condemnable form of marriage. And lastly, the Pishach marriage. This is considered the lowest form of marriage. In this, the groom marries the woman without her consent through deception or in a state of unconscious after committing a crime against her. These types of marriages provide a diverse perspective on the customs and rituals associated with Hindu marriage.
थैंक यू वेरी मच अग्रवाल साहब। आपने जो हिंदू मैरिज की जो स्क्रिप्चर के मुताबिक इतने टाइप ऑफ मैरिजेस बोले, all marriages are valid today, probably in different names. You know, we see all types of marriages.
Yes.
And it is very surprising that in old times they could classify the marriages in such a nice way that they're relevant even today, after thousands of years actually. Those names don't exist, but the types of the marriages do exist and very much relevant. बहुत अच्छा अग्रवाल साहब, thank you very much for insight. May I request now Saluja?
I think earlier times they were much more wise than what we think they were.
Yeah, of course they were wiser. Of course, you are right. There are no two opinions about it. We are probably we are more what do you call asset oriented, but they were more mind oriented. Probably that color.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you very much. May I request Saluja Sab to please come forward?
Thank you.
Hello. Good evening, Doctor.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, my friends. Last month we celebrated Mother's Day. So today's my topic is on that, and the title of my talk is Misunderstood Mother. In Ramayana, Ram was sent into exile because of his mother Kaikeyi, which brought mystery to his life, but this is an incorrect perspective. No mother is bad in this world. Kaikeyi means one who always given everyone selflessly. Ram was very dear to Kaikeyi. For Kaikeyi, Ram was her soul. She had to bear the wrath of her own son for sending Ram into exile. Kaikeyi sent Ram into exile because she knew that Ram was not an ordinary person. Ram was born for a special reason. Ram had to do a lot of good work, in society for stabilizing dharma, righteousness for centuries to come. He was going to be the divine light for many deprived sections of society who were waiting for a Maryada Purushottam, an ideal warrior, for followed truth and had integrity. When Ram went to Kausalya to seek permission to go to the forest, she had tears in her eyes. She said to Ram, "If your father has sent you to the forest, then I am the queen. I have more rights. I can undo the exile order and hand over the kingdom to you. I may disobey your father's orders, but if Kaikeyi has exiled you to the forest, then you must go to the forest." Kausalya knew that Ram was very dear to Kaikeyi, and if she sent Ram into exile, then Kaikeyi must have done it for some greater good. Such was her fate. Ram went into exile for 14 years, and his life thereafter is no example of extraordinary strength, integrity, humanness, justice, and power of the spirit. Under his rule, he brought justice to many people and ended their suffering. He included all sections of society without any discrimination, and he freed the world from the influence of the arrogant demon King Ravan. Now suppose that only the part of exile is removed from Ramayana, then nothing will be left in the entire epic. It would have been a simple story. There was a king, he ruled comfortably, and then one day he died. Neither Sita would have been abducted, nor Ravan would have been killed, nor Hanumanji would have been found, nor would any other incident have taken place. Therefore, the most important part of Ramayana is the exile of Ram, and if seen in this way, the biggest character of Ramayana is Kaikeyi, because if she had not sent Sri Ram into exile, Ramayana would not have become such a work of moral and spiritual inspiration. Adi Shankara says, bad sons are born, but a bad mother has never been born. Thank you.
तो लीला जी आपने बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग इंटरप्रिटेशन दिया द मदर्स रोल द केके and how KK is normally or usually perceived to be a selfish mother, was not actually selfish but was instrumental in converting the entire story of Ramayana. बहुत ही अच्छा इंटरप्रिटेशन था आपका, काफी इंटरेस्टिंग था.
थैंक यू सर.
और आपने जो लास्ट में बोला that you know the bad mothers are never born by Adi Shankara, that was a very very thoughtful statement. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. हमारे नेक्स्ट स्पीकर भावना भाटिया मैडम, आप है ग्रुप में? मैं आपको देख नहीं पाया. आर यू देयर? No, I think she is not there. दामोदर मुजफ्फर जी, आप हैं? आई थिंक दामोदर मुजफ्फर जी थे, लेकिन उनकी कुछ लगता है कुछ नेटवर्क में लगता है मेरे को कुछ परेशानी है. वो आ रहे जा रहे हैं ऐसा लग रहा है मेरे को. विल सी लेटर ऑन इफ ही कम्स बैक. मैं रिक्वेस्ट अपने नवीन दुग्गल जी to please come forward. Naveen Duggal ji.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, please.
My dear members, all my colleagues, my teachers, my gurus, and everybody in this family of my retired life, welcome. It's a great honor to speak on a very special day after the Yogathan. Yesterday we had, and we had so many other programs all throughout these last 6 weeks that we were all engrossed in listening to the elections, to the propaganda, to the politics, vagara, vagara. In short, I am a supporter of सबकी सुनो. अगर आप अपनी बीवी की नहीं सुन सकते तो मेरी क्यों सुनोगे? Is the question. ऐसे ही न्यूज सुनते हैं, अच्छा लगता है, बहुत मधुर मधुर आवाज आती है, पुराने पुराने याद आते हैं. But what about yourself when you wish to express? I was very fortunate on the 15th, जो हमारा elderly day, that is what is they say was the abuse of elderly day and how to prevent it. तो एक जगह मैंने प्रकाश बोरगांवकर जी, हेल्प पेज इंडिया के डायरेक्टर, who is just retired, at the ज्येष्ठ नागरिक संघ, he came and I was listening. वो कहते हैं कि why are you worried about your age? Why are you worried about these fellow has talked to you? हमारे घर वाले ने बात किया, people have spoken, my relatives spoken on. Are you listening to your own self, your own body, mind and soul? We are not taking our own medicine, not taking the preventive measures and blaming the government or XYZ. What is the use? So he said, mind well. And I also agree with it. First of all, you should first tap each one of yourself that you are lovely people, great souls, joined the My Retired Life under leadership of Dr. A.K. Sengupta. That doesn't mean it's just the name. It is his, you see his ideology, his concept, his modernization, his helping us in each and every way to live up to 100 years. At least I am sure who are my elders are more than 80, 85, 90 also, I remember, like Chitramade sir. But always they say, Navinji, come, speak or listen, sing a song. But I'm a photographer. Why? Because I is something which is, you just see it, click it. A picture is worth 1,000 words. So what's the idea of my saying me, my, me, I? What for? It's all oneness that I see in each one of you. And that's what is the beauty of Dr. Sengupta and Madam Samta ma'am. Such a beautiful delight of variety of programs we have. You should be just not saying thank you, but you should come forward as a loyalist. I can also say Sabki Suno. I am also going to be a speaker one day. What is the advantage of being Sabki Suno? Suppose you're in the hospital or you are at the airport traveling abroad. You will have a better command of communication and try to get what you want at just for few words and expressions in the right way, in the right quantity, and to the point. I am not talking some pointless bullshit problem, but I'm saying the fact. I also make mistakes, but there is every day to listen and every day to make a new effort to learn one small thing. If you agree, I say I'll be the happiest that your blessings count more than my talking about it. Now, coming to the topic of old age abuse. Nowadays, 80 to 90% people never utter a word that they are missing their children. They keep thinking about their grandchildren abroad and here and there. And whenever you say, Mommy, don't call me. Oh, Dad, I'm busy. Oh, Papa, I'm okay. They don't even have that words to write in words or express in full sentences. They say, instead of saying, Tumi kasha ka hai, bara hai, how are you? They write H and R U. I read it as Aru, Aru. What does HRU mean? Because my brain works at the older English time. How are you, sir? I am very grateful. I am happy. I had taken my food. They don't want to spend time thinking that this worldly affairs of digitalization or whatever modernization they do, the basics are the basics which have to be followed at home or abroad in communication skill. They are the same. Only the interpreter is you have a digital camera, you have a digital GPT and all that blah, blah, latest technology. But you still have this big thing, this brain, which is the head. Everybody says there is a left side thinking and the right side thinking. My saying is, we never capture the third part of the word, brain. That is the head, the forehead, which is the thought of meditation, music, mind, and making more beautiful, meaningful words to communicate. We apply oil, but we don't try to say, where am I? Come on, come on. I don't have to get emotional. I have to forward. I have to manage myself. So by this communication skills and reviving them once again and again and again, I think each one, if you become, all the singers become Sabki Suno, then I think I'll be a better singer also one day. I assure you, I will be, that's one of my points. Now you'll ask me, why did I become, I prefer Sabki Suno or music or everything? Because as a safety officer, my job was to communicate. When you're traveling by plane, they give you instruction, the air hostesses give you instruction. When you're in the train, there is only the announcement, time of the train number so-and-so is platform number so-and-so. See the difference. But because we fly in the air, when you're traveling by air, they tell you the safety instructions. They tell you how much time it will take, what will be the altitude, and many details. Now it is our incapability or capability that we have stopped using our skills of listening skills, speaking skills, body language skills to express. And we are just afraid, oh, I wait for the phone to go. Forget the phone, meet anybody on the street or that place. By that, you will not lose anything. And I would say that everybody should do photography. Everybody should take his own selfie every day and say, how do I look? What is the caption you would give? Just make a small hobby. You will be a laugh at your own self that, look, that day I performed so well and this was my expression. These expressions are the things which keep your mind, memory sharp, keep you in the present moment and the state. My idea of telling Prakash Borkar sir has a lot of experience. I would request also to call him one day and share this old age people's abuse. But you'll be surprised. You go to a bank. I had a very hard time with one of the banks. I don't want to mention the name of the bank, but to get one signature, I had to show Aadhaar card, PAN card, just because my signature was different. When I said I'm Naveen Duggal, just sign in front of me, that's enough. But people don't have confidence of what is required, how it is being interpreted. So their bankers are also abusing the senior citizen. They only take for granted. They don't say, we are not asking them to fill our forms and all. But whenever you ask some information, just show 4 digits of your Aadhaar card. They want a photocopy of it, which is against it is your privacy, it is your own right. So the senior citizen should fight and express, don't do this. You don't think because I am old, I am not aware. Another small example, this morning I received a Blue Dart, one checkbook and one small statement. And he was trying to say, show me or this. I said, you are not a policeman. I can show you, provided you want what is the information. And you got my OTP, you have my address, I am in front of you. You see my photo in the Aadhaar card, see the last 4 digits, write it down and keep your mouth shut. You are not the policeman. So many of the people are harassing senior citizens by asking unwanted information, bossing, trying to extract because they think we are not aware. So it is high time that cheer up, say hello to yourself that yes, I am not alone. I have my retired life. I have some other organizations. Other than your private, personal views of your religion, caste, or whatever services you are doing, whatever activity you are doing, but stay in the active mode. And suppose you miss out, call one of us from the My Retired Life. Hello, hi, how are you? We always send a message. Okay, I didn't receive. I want to speak to you 5 minutes. If you make a habit of contacting 3 people and talking 3 good things, acts of kindness, whether to your watchman or to that, I think each one of you can live more than 110 years. I wish you all the best and thanks once again, My Retired Life, for this gratitude. When I say for each and every soul, that we each have ample of opportunities and we are grateful to each one of us. And more than that, our founder, Dr. Sen Gupta and all. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
नवीन जी, आपने बहुत कुछ बातें की, आपने बात की 3-4 मिनट, लेकिन there are many points which came out of it. One point was that be happy. I think that should be the motto of life. See yourself, enjoy yourself, have a good life. That's आपने वो बात की. Stay in the company of other people. Not only My Retired Life Foundation, but you can stay in any social group. Social connectedness which you talked about. The social connectedness रही है तो उसमें काफी आपको अच्छा लगेगा. अपने आप को छोटा मत समझिए, अपने आप को अच्छा समझिए. दूसरे लोगों जो कि अपने आप को अच्छे समझते उनके साथ मिलके रहिए. That's what you told. That was a very, very interesting point. And finally, you also talked about that a lot of elder abuses are taking place everywhere, and we have to raise our voice. And therefore, the 15 June, that International Day of Elder Abuse Prevention जो डे होता है, उसीलिए वो बनाया जाता है to remind everybody that a lot of elder abuses and we have miles to go. तो दुनिया में काफी स्टेप ले रहे हैं, चारों तरफ स्टेप लिए जा रहे हैं, लॉज बन रहे हैं, प्रोटेक्टिव एंगल्स आ रहे हैं एल्डर एब्यूज को कम करने के लिए. लेकिन ये सच्चाई की बात है कि एल्डर एब्यूज घट रही है. बैंक ही नहीं, बहुत जगह पे एल्डर एब्यूज हो रहे हैं. तो उस एल्डर एब्यूज को थोड़ा सा याद में रखना चाहिए. और जो हम लोग हैं, हमारे जैसे जो लोग हैं जो कि ज्यादा अच्छा बोल सकते हैं, कुछ एजुकेटेड आदमी है, शायद एल्डर एब्यूज को प्रिवेंशन करने के लिए हमको कुछ प्रोएक्टिव स्टेज उठाना चाहिए. आई थिंक आपने बहुत अच्छी बात बोली. थैंक यू वेरी मच नवीन.
Very grateful, sir.
May I request?
Thank you so much for your blessings. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Miruna madam, our next speaker.
Thank you. Thank you, Sen Gupta ji. Thank you, MRL friends, and namaskar to everybody. आज मैं जिस टॉपिक पे बात कर रही हूँ वो है पावर ऑफ फॉलो अप. हम लाइफ में मिस्टेक्स करते हैं और उन्हीं मिस्टेक से हम लोग बहुत कुछ सीखते भी हैं. ऐसी एक मिस्टेक मैंने लास्ट ईयर मार्च 2023 में की थी. डॉव्स वेकेशन, उन लोगों ने हमें डिनर पे इनवाइट किया था और बहुत अच्छी तरह से उन्होंने मार्केटिंग सेल्समैनशिप करके हमें एक पैकेज दिया. वी वर कन्विंस्ड, and a package of 75,000 for 3 years, and EMI will go 3,125 for 24 months. Okay, so how we were duped and how I recovered the money, that is experience I'm sharing with you. So it was Saturday, 3rd March 2023. We had dinner and everything was agreed. 75,000 over the card. We swiped, we paid our money. Next day was Sunday, whole day. We didn't receive any SMS, no email. Generally, we should receive immediately. Monday, first half of the day went away, but nothing I received. Then on calling to branch head, he said, evening you will be getting confirmation call. Evening, I did get confirmation call where that lady told me you have to pay 9,000 annual fee per year for 3 years. That is 27,000. I said this was not told to us. This was not discussed at all. I don't want to go ahead, and I cancel my package, and please refund. She said, I'm just noting down and we will go ahead with your cancellation. Now, after that, no phone calls were picked up, no emails were answered. On going to website, there was no customer care number, and customer care was saying, you give your details, we will call you back. Never we got any call back. My follow-up with emails, phones went on. Then I found out somewhere their Andheri address. I went there, 3 to 4 staff were there, but I didn't get any response there. Finally, I was told once that you will get your refund in 90 days. I had a patient, but I went on sending emails, went on calling. Actually, nobody picked up the phone. Finally, 90 days were getting over. I went again to Andheri office, and Andheri office said our accounts department office is in Pune. So I decided, okay, I will go to Pune. I wanted to go alone. This was my this thing. I wanted to go alone. Okay, so I prepared for that. What I did, I sent email to Mumbai Police Commissioner in advance. Then I collected police control room number of FC Road, Pune, and even I got their WhatsApp number. Then I informed our Assistant Commissioner of Mumbai, who also gave me the information that Dove's company is not paying any GST. Fourth, I informed my IDBI where I was working, which was in FC Road area, and I proceeded on 7th of June. Morning sharp at 10, I reached their office, and 3 to 4 staff were there. I told them, I gave them my identification. I told them I've come to take refund. 90 days are over. So they said, "Idhar refund kuch nahi milega." I said, why? 90 days are over, and I was told, they said, nahi milega kuch. I say, I'm not going away from your office. I'm sitting here till I get my refund. So after 2 hours, 3 hours, by 1 o'clock, they are telling me 90 working days. After 90 working days, you will get your refund. I said, this was not told. I was told 90 days ke baad refund milega. I'm sitting here. Even if it is late evening, you close me, I'll sit in your office or you call police. I'm not going away from here. Then I started sending WhatsApp messages to FC Road Police Control Office. And right in 30 minutes, 2 ladies constable came, and they said they took my statement, they took statement from staff, and FIR was registered. That police constable told me, you can see, they are saying after 90 working days they will be giving. So it is better to wait 90 working days, or aap abhi ghar jaiye. I agreed. It was evening 5:30. I agreed. 7th June evening, I came back. Believe me, 10th June, within 3 days, I got refund of entire 75,000 to my credit card. Thanks to police force, we think कि पुलिस हमें हेल्प करेगी या नहीं करेगी, लेकिन मेरा विश्वास उस दिन से बहुत बढ़ गया. And yes, as my husband said, on second day after payment, कि भूल जाओ अभी ये 75,000 rupees गए, but नहीं, मैं follow up करती रही हर चीज से, and I got the refund back, and I learned a lot from this episode. Thank you.
Thank you, Miruna madam. ये देखिए, determination, guts, follow up, tenacity of purpose. I mean, say they only make a person, and you are a true example of that. That आप यहाँ से पुणे तक गए, इतने पुलिस से आपने consult किया, आपने पुलिस के networking किया. It's a networking because you have talked to several police people actually. You got their help. Getting help of a police and such a thing is a great thing actually.
Yes.
So thanks to your courage and thanks to your follow-up. Your topic title was apt actually, the follow-up. It is a real case follow-up. हम लोग केवल बैंक में लोन का follow-up समझते हैं, but it is different type of follow-up. ये भी वही follow-up हुआ. Bad loan recovery. This is nothing but a bad loan recovery actually. So great story. A learning for many of us. Thank you. May I request our next speaker, JL Chaudhary Sab?
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening, sir.
I'm audible?
Yeah, very much audible.
Okay, thank you. Sir, I was thinking to speak on a different topic, but having heard the previous speakers, I have changed my mind. See, I believe in one thing, that for self-development, two very important parameters of life are intentions and integrity. If the intentions of a person are
आपको सुनाई नहीं दे रहा है, बाकी लोगों को सुनाई दे रहा है?
नहीं सर,
नहीं
Can I
नहीं
hear you?
सुनाई दे रहा है.
Can you hear me?
And now we can hear you. I think there was some problem.
Okay.
Yeah, please go ahead.
There was some problem. So I will narrate you one example of myself. About 3 years ago, my younger brother passed away, and he was working in a company in Chennai, and he was located in Kanpur. So his wife was not getting the dues of Provident Fund and pension and all those things. So I was very much worried, and I contacted all authorities, but no result. Ultimately, I contacted the Provident Fund Commissioner of Chennai. When I spoke to him and I told the entire story, he told me, "Sir, just give me two hours." He asked me my introduction. I told him that I am so and so. I am retired as a CEO of the KVIC and the Ministry of MSME. So he said, "Give me 2 hours." And believe me, after 2 hours, his PA rang me. The sir is online. Please talk to him. And he told me that I have called all the files and I have ordered that the Provident Fund and the pension, etc., should all be released. And the papers are being sent to Provident Fund Commissioner Kanpur. And you advise your relative to contact the Provident Fund office in Kanpur. In Kanpur Provident Fund Commissioner office, same story. Nobody heard the wife of my brother. Then other day I spoke to the Provident Fund Commissioner there, and he was so ruthless person that he did not bother anything. He said, "No, let file come to me, let papers come to me, this and that." I said, "All right." Then I talked to the very senior officer in Delhi in Provident Fund organization. By the way, it so happened that his son and myself both were classmates. It so happened by chance. So he said, "Don't worry, I'll issue the necessary instruction to the Provident Fund Commissioner Kanpur." But he asked me one thing, that why you are so humble in narrating this story. I said, "Sir, I'm not humble, but my philosophy of life is, if you are humble, the humility and humanity both pays a lot dividend to your the path of achieving the goals. Goal may be anything. maybe helping anybody, maybe your personal goals, maybe getting a job, maybe anything. Similarly, it so happened that when I was posted in 2007, in 2005 in Guwahati, and it so happened there, it was a full of insurgency there. So you might have heard the name of the Ulfa and Sulfa. So Ulfa people came to my office and they grabbed me. I was really nervous what to do. So I really remembered the God. And I said, Bhagwan bacha lo aaj. There, I called for the tea for those people. I said, आप लोग चाय पीजिए और कुछ नाश्ता करिए और आपकी समस्या को मैं सॉल्व करूंगा. थोड़ा समय दीजिए मुझे. I tried to become as much humble as possible. They waited for some time. I called for the papers. I called the person concerned. And then he told me that, give me the papers, we will do the needful. Papers were taken, but my security office was very alert and they informed the local police. And in the meantime, the police came and arrested those people. So there also my humility paid me the dividend and I was saved from being kidnapped by those people. Only 2 days ago of that incident in my office, because if they come to know that officer is giving some money or government funds or some loan, they will immediately attack you. So similarly, some few days ago, before this incident, the senior officer of NABARD was kidnapped in Guwahati. I was very much scared, but humility and humbleness paid me the dividend. So intentions and integrity, if they are clear, that not to hurt anybody, not to do any harm to anyone, then the God is always there to help anybody, any person, anytime. One more example I would like to quote, that about nine months ago, my wife passed away. But from the day she was declared dead by the doctor, we brought the body to the house. The entire building of my building where I live was at my place. And for 3 days, none of any family allowed me to live alone. And those who came to my place, they were given all things from breakfast to dinner, everything. So अभी दुग्गल साहब कह रहे थे ना, ये MRL के जो कॉन्सेप्ट है, मेरा उसमें एक ही एडिशन है कि ये ईश्वर ने तय कर रखा है, निश्चित कर रखा है कि कब, कौन, क्यों, कहाँ, कैसे, किससे मिलेगा, ये ईश्वर ने निश्चित कर रखा है. मैं MRL से 3 साल शायद पहले जुड़ा हूं. उसके पहले से MRL चल रहा था. अभी भी लोग एक दूसरे से जुड़ते जाते हैं. ये निश्चित है, ये डेस्टिनी है जो अपना पार्ट प्ले करती है. एंड डेस्टिनी इज वेरी पावरफुल. एंड मैं तो डॉक्टर सेन गुप्ता के लिए एक बात कहना चाहता हूँ हंसी की, कि जब वो नौकरी में थे तो पता नहीं फैकल्टी के लोग इनसे डरते थे कि नहीं डरते थे. एक प्रोग्राम खत्म होता है, दूसरा प्रोग्राम अनाउंस हो जाता है. इनकी फैकल्टी के लोग इनसे कैसे मैनेज करते थे, ये फैकल्टी से कैसे मैनेज करते थे. माय हेड्स ऑफ टीम. थैंक यू वेरी मच.
थैंक्स ए लॉट चौधरी साहब. आपने बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज बोली थी. अगर नियत अगर ठीक है, if your intentions are right, if you're doing the right thing at the right time, probably the results might always be right. It may not always be right, but might always be right. I think that was, and second thing which you talked about is that humility is one of the biggest assets individual can have. I also stayed during the same time in the what you call Mizo infested area of Mizoram, where MNF parallel to Dolfa used to be there. So I have seen those days actually personally in 1980s, and those were the very tragic days with the entire the northeastern part of the country actually went through. So I think our last speaker, Vijayalakshmi Madam, I think she is not there. I am not able to see her. She was here, but I think somewhere network issue came up. Madam, are you there? I don't think she is there. So I think that with this, we come to the end of this episode of the Sabki Suno. It was an excellent program, starting from it started with a very, very auspicious note of the life story of the Veer Savarkar, and then we went to the various life experiences. And today, the life experiences are very powerful. They are very rich, powerful, and rich experiences were shared actually. Very rich anecdotes were shared, real life experience, not only of our members, but other people like Mr. Dinesh is shared by Mr. Ramani here. So I think everything was extremely good today. Vijayalakshmi Madam, are you there? No, so I think with that we come to the end of this particular program, and let's hope once again that next month we will once again have this type of deliberations in the MRL Sabki Suno program. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Bye. Good night. Have a nice evening.
चौधरी सर, लेट मी ऐड वन पॉइंट हियर. आप बोल रहे थे फैकल्टी कैसा ये करते हैं. Still the faculty loves my husband because after his retirement also everybody, not only just faculty, starting from the peon and the administrative staff and the faculty and many people still love him a lot. थोड़ा मेरा भी शेयर है, थोड़ा मेरा भी शेयर है, मेरा भी शेयर है सर ऑफकोर्स, मुझे भी पसंद है. तो आपका ये आंसर था मेरा. थैंक यू वेरी मच सर. वेरी नाइस.